Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I'm the founder of Food Truck Training Group on Facebook, co-owner with my beautiful wife, Melissa, of our own food truck. It's called Food Truck 101, and I am the executive director of the National Street Food Vendors Association, which is a nonprofit dedicated to education, advocacy, and uplifting all food vendors. Our goal is to uplift all food vendors. Today I'm going to be talking about self-confidence. But before I get into that, I want to remind you guys about the Food Truck Owners Expo in Orlando, Florida. That's this year on the 12th and 13th of November in 2024. I'm going to be there giving 3 classes, one on writing a profitable menu, one on marketing in the off-season, and one on how we as food vendors need to learn to speak with a single voice so we can make positive changes in our industry. Again, that's November 12th and 13th in Orlando, Florida. If you'd like to come see the expo, and I promise you it's going to be an awesome time, go to ftoexpo.com, place your order for those tickets today, and when you do, put in the code FTTG15 for a 15% discount. I want to thank Table Needs for sponsoring this episode of the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. Table Needs is a full-service POS system capable of handling your busy food truck, cash, credit card, and reporting needs. Check out the link in the description for more information about Table Needs. So let's talk about self-confidence. There's a handful of strategies that you can do to help you become more confident, even if you don't believe you deserve to be confident. So let me share a little story with you about when I was a very, very young person. I was 11 years old. It was my very first year playing baseball. The league that I was in allowed anybody that was under 13 to be on the same team. So that meant that all the teams in our league consisted of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-olds. The league makes sure to mix the teams so that each team had an equal number of those different age groups so that it would be fair. How our league was organized is each team was sponsored by a business, and typically the business named the team, and usually named it after themselves. The team that I was on was sponsored by a business called First Federal Credit Union, and the name of our team, unsurprisingly, was First Feds. Not a particularly inspiring name, but that's what the name of our team was. All the other teams, again, according to what business promoted them, were named after that particular business. So one of the other teams that was really, really good in our league was sponsored by a real estate company. I happened to go to school with one of the kids that their parents owned that team, or owned that business, the real estate company. And unbeknownst to me, he had a brother. And the brother also played on that team. His brother was same height as me. I was 5'11" when I was 11 years old. His brother was actually slightly taller than me, probably 6 foot, maybe even 6'1". He was 12 years old. He was 1 year older. The league that I played in would not allow 12-year-olds to pitch. 11-year-olds could pitch, so I could pitch. And thank goodness they let me pitch, because that's the only thing I could really do good. I could hit really well, but I couldn't field at all. So they would have me pitch. The league had a restriction on the number of innings any pitcher could pitch throughout the week. The idea was that we didn't burn out the really good pitchers, and that all of the kids got to play, because again, it was a beginner's league, an instructional league. So I was always limited to no more than 6 innings as a pitcher. Now I could play other positions, but I could only pitch a total of 6 innings. So we go to face this team. At this point in the season, we're roughly halfway through. Neither one of us have been beaten yet, which is pretty awesome. And if I recall correctly, we were the only 2 undefeated teams left. So that meant that when this game was over, one of us would no longer be undefeated and effectively drop into second place. Now, this particular kid that I was telling you about, the very tall one, his name was Randy. He and his brother Ricky, again on the same team. Ricky was an average player. He could get some hits. He could play the field. Nothing very intimidating. Randy, on the other hand, being 6 foot tall, maybe even 6'1". Again, I was 5'11", so I was pretty tall as well. And we were some of the tallest players in that league to be 11 and 12-year-olds. He was a home run hitter. Randy was. He hit many home runs to that point in the season. Pretty much, he hit at least 1 home run every game that he was in, and he had very many games that were multiple home run games. It was almost like he could hit a home run at will. So the first time I face him, I'm intimidated. Now, I'm a good pitcher. I have won every game to that point that season, every game that I could have won. And I didn't want to lose, but I also didn't want him to hit a home run. I had never given up a home run. So the first at-bat, get up there and I'm intimidated, and basically I throw 4 balls. They were unhittable. Not for him. It's just they were unhittable for anybody. They were outside, they were inside, they were in the dirt, they were over his head. So he walks. So yay, I didn't give up a home run, but he also walked. And I'm able to get out the next couple of batters, so no big deal. So we're leading going into the next time Randy comes up to bat. We're leading by, I believe, 1 or 2 runs. It's a really, really close game. It was one of the few games that was super close for us. Usually we would get so far ahead that there was never a doubt as to who was going to win. But this game was super, super close. So he comes up for his second at-bat. And before he even gets to the plate, the coach, my coach, comes out and says, I want you to throw a ball in the dirt, and I want you to go up there to back up the catcher. And when you do, I want you to tell him you are going to strike him out. And I said, but coach, I don't want to lie. And the coach said, I want you to throw strikes. Let him put the ball in play, and wherever it goes, it goes. But you have to throw strikes. Yes, sir. So I follow the coach's instructions, throw a ball in the dirt, run up there to back up the catcher, and I tell him, I'm going to strike you out. And he just laughs. He says, no, you're not. So I go back to the mound, and I have butterflies in my stomach. I got to throw the ball like the coach said. I got to make sure that he can hit it, but I want to strike him out. I don't want him to get a home run. That's all I'm thinking. No home run, no home run, no home run. So I wind up, throw the pitch. It is just outside. It was hittable, but it was outside. So at least I'm not messing up and throwing the ball to where no one can hit it. The coach just looks at me and says, throw it again. Get in your rhythm. That was what the coach always told me when he wanted me to throw strikes. Get in your rhythm. So I take a wind-up. I'm down. My count is down 2-0. Take the wind-up, throw the pitch, and it is right down the middle. He doesn't do anything. He just watches it sail over the plate. And I'm thinking, okay, that's not that uncommon. His coach probably told him to take a strike just to see what I can throw because he's still ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wind up, throw the next pitch. It is kind of down the middle. It's a little bit low, so it was debatable on whether it was going to be a ball or a strike. But he watches it go over the plate. Call strike. All right. Got to call strikes. Now the count's even, 2-2. Ball gets thrown back to me. And as the ball is thrown back to me, Randy hollers out, I'm hitting the next one over the fence. And I'm thinking, no, you're not. So wind up, 2-2 pitch, right down the middle of the plate. He swings, and there's that awful crack of the bat that as a pitcher, you know that ball is going to go a country mile. So I close my eyes thinking, crap. I've given up a home run, the first home run I've given up this whole season. Open my eyes, look down the left field line, and see the ball sailing foul. Had it been straight, it'd have been a home run by a mile for sure, but it went foul. So we're back to the 2-2 count. And Randy says, as I get the new ball from the umpire, I told you, next one's going to be fair. No, it's not. So I wind and throw the pitch, and it's in the dirt. He can't even swing at it. So now the count is 3-2. Get the ball back. The coach is hollering, get in your rhythm, get in your rhythm. So wind up, throw the ball, crack of the bat, crap. This is going to be out of here. I can tell it's going to be out of here. So I turn to watch the right fielder, and I expect to see him racing towards the fence to watch the ball sail over it, except he's not. He's running towards the infield. It was a pop-up, and he caught it. Inning's over. So now, 1 at-bat, he walks. 1 at-bat, he flies out. And I'm thinking, chances are I'm only going to face him one more time at most, and that's if the coach leaves me in. So I didn't give up a home run. I'm pretty excited. So the game progresses. We get down to what's going to be, I know, his last at-bat because it's still a super close game, and we're still ahead only by a couple of runs. And in this particular inning, he's going to be the 4th batter. So I'm going to try really, really hard to get the other 3 dudes out so I don't have to face him again. First batter draws a walk. It's like, crap. We got to get a double play. My team had turned many double plays, so I'm hoping I can get one of the next 2 batters to induce them into a ground-out double play. Don't have to face the home run hitter, Randy. Well, it doesn't happen. The 2 of them go out, so now there's 1 runner on. We are ahead by 2 runs, which means a home run ties it up. I do not want to give up a home run. Coach comes out and says, Bill, just stay in your rhythm, throw strikes, let the team do its job. Yes, sir. First pitch is a strike. And then Randy hollers out, throw that one again and I'll hit it out. All right. So I'm thinking I'm going to throw the hardest, fastest ball that I possibly can. Going to throw it right by him and show him I'm not afraid anymore. So I wind up and throw the ball as absolutely hard as I can, and I watch it sail over his head. So now the count is 1-1. Yay. Throw the next pitch. It's in the dirt. 2-1. Coach comes out and says, you have got to throw him strikes. I don't care if he hits a home run. I want you to put the ball in play. Quit being afraid. Yes, sir. So the next pitch I throw, and it's a strike, and he just watches it. Doesn't swing, doesn't do anything. So now the count's even, 2-2. I'm thinking this is going to be it. I'm going to strike him out, get out of this inning. Game is going to be ours, and I win, and I didn't give up a home run. So I rear back, throw the pitch. He swings and hits a foul ball. So I got to do it again. He swings again, hits a foul ball. Got to do it again. Throw the next pitch. It is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So now I'm facing, if I walk him, I've got 2 runners on, and then All it's going to take is a base hit, probably to tie the game. Doesn't even have to be a home run. So I get the ball. I look at it. How am I going to throw this? Where I'm going to put it? And the coach just says, throw strikes. Yes, sir. I look over to the coach, just nod my head, and I see the whole team is standing up, and they're watching. I look over at the other team. They're standing up. They're watching. It's like, this isn't the World Series. But it felt like it. So I throw the pitch. He swings and hits the hardest line drive I think I've ever heard. Problem was, it was 5 feet 11 inches off the ground, right at my head. And all I did was react, which was throw the glove up and hope that I saved myself from getting hit with that ball. And as luck would have it, the glove caught the ball. Wasn't me catching it, it was a glove. And that was the third out. Didn't have to face him anymore that game. We won. It takes confidence to overcome anything you face in life. Whether you have the ability or not, you have to believe you have the ability. So let's talk about how you can believe in yourself. You want to master your craft. You guys are cooks. You guys are speed of service demons. You guys are out there every single day. You're towing the rubber like I did. You are getting ready to pitch. You are the ones, as Teddy Roosevelt used to say, in the trenches. So master your craft. Learn what you can learn about what you do. You are the expert. You are the expert. Learn about your craft. Learn how to cook better. Learn how to cook faster. Read. Get involved with discussion groups. Learn from people who have been doing this longer than you. Research your competitors. See what they're doing. Are they cooking something better than you, faster than you? Learn from them. You got to master your craft, and that never stops. You will be doing this. If you're serious about this as a business, you're going to be doing this for a very, very long time. You cannot stop learning. Always, always learn. I take a number of magazines. I take a number of newsletters, and I'm always reading those. I have to continue to learn. You guys need to do the same thing. When you make mistakes, embrace the failure and look at it as a learning tool. This is how I can get better. For a lot of people, hitting rock bottom is the motivation for them to do better. They know they can't do any worse. Well, you don't have to hit rock bottom to make that decision. You can just have a minor failure. You run out of food one day. Well, let's not let that happen again. You open up expecting to do $20,000 of sales over a weekend and you only do $5,000. That's a minor failure. Yes, it may cost you some money, but learn from it. What did you do that could have changed that outcome? Analyze everything that you do every single day. And it's not to put yourself down, it's to figure out how to get better. Our pattern is to look at what we did and then do better. Yesterday, I'm recording this on a Sunday, so yesterday being Saturday, we were quite busy. We also had to do a lot of prep work, more so than we normally do. We had a lot of food that we had to prep. So we were busy prepping while we were busy serving guests. It was one of the few shifts that we actually have worked the entire time that we were open. Normally we have little breaks here and there. Yesterday we did not. It was quite busy. It was tiring. So what we did, as soon as it was over, is pat ourselves on the back. Awesome job, because it was one of our busier days that we've had in a couple of months. We were super happy about that. So we celebrated that success, and then we looked at what can we do to make sure we don't have to go through this again. Because like I said, we did a lot of prep work because we were kind of lazy through the week, and stuff that we should have been doing maybe a day or two earlier. We said, it's not that busy, we'll just wait. And we didn't run out of any food, but we forced ourselves into having to do a lot of prep work that we probably shouldn't have had to have done. Well, certainly not all of it yesterday. Surround yourself with positivity. I'm sure you've heard the saying that you can't fly with eagles if you surround yourself with turkeys. And that is true. If you have people that are telling you that you shouldn't go into a food truck because, and then they list off every reason why you're going to fail, you need to change your group of friends. Being in business isn't difficult. Being successful in business isn't difficult. There are patterns out there for you to follow. The problem is most people don't want to follow them. They'll get awesome advice. Yeah, that's a great idea. And then they don't ever do it. I got people that pay me money. Hey, I want your coaching. I want you to help me be successful. And they never attend anything. They threw some money at me, which I obviously don't mind, but I'd like to see them schedule time to talk to me so that they can actually do something. And then I've got a handful of people that schedule time with me. I tell them what they need to do, and then the next time we get together, I didn't do it because, you're going to fail. And I don't have to give you any reason. You're going to fail. If you don't take action to improve your business, you will fail. That's just a formula. Confidence isn't about not feeling doubt. You're going to doubt yourself. It's about pushing forward despite how you worry about what could happen. It's about trusting that you have what it takes to succeed. and knowing that you can succeed even when the road gets rough. You can look at the number of businesses that fail and say, that's where I'm headed. I'm just going to join that 60%. Or you can look at the 40% that is still open, that's super happy to be in this business, and follow them. Gloom and doom seems to attract a lot of people. They act like there's a reward for having a miserable life. There's not. There's a reward for you putting in the work and being successful. All you gotta do is be confident. You're listening to a podcast. I am the most confident person in the world. It's hard for me to accept there's things I can't do. I wasn't always like that. Just know that you can be successful in this business if you take action. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. Please take a moment to follow the podcast. And if you really like what we do, then please support us. There's going to be links in the description to make that happen. Every little bit does help keep us going. Until next time, you guys have a profitable day.